Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper, out here in the garage. So I have good news. I got the cylinder head and the oil pan back today. My oil pan, they ran it through the, I don't know, I think the hot tank or whatever, but I think hot tanks are only for steel. I don't know. It's aluminum. They did whatever they do to like clean aluminum stuff. So, take you over here and show you what they did. Alright, so here's the cylinder head. All nice and cleaned up. See, all the valves are good. Flip it over here. You can see down in the, well, maybe you can't. I'll get you. Let me get a light. Let me get the little light. Let me see if I can get it down in there so you can see what is going on in there. You can see both those valves, both those exhaust valves. With those exhaust valves, looks good. The intake valves look beautiful. Let me flip this around here. You can kind of see down here on these. Everything looks perfect to me. I'm no machinist or anything, but it looks good, in my humble opinion. All my valve stem seals are down and seated tight and installed. Let me flip this on over. Okay, so here is the bottom of the head and all the nice new clean valves. Everything's all cleaned up. This cylinder head was flat. It didn't need sanded or milled or whatever they do to it. Always check. This machinist is great. I had a machine shop once. They tanked the head and the rubber came off, but the little spring stayed on. And they shoved the new valve seals over top of that spring. And they didn't seat right. And the motor smoked like crazy, and I had to tear it all back apart. So I just check. I just try to go over, give everything a visual inspection. Look down these spark plug holes here. Real good. They all look perfect. So I don't know how to really check and measure heads and valves and all that, or want to. But I always like to look and see if I see anything that just stands out. Because even the best people make mistakes sometimes. It was $175 to do the cylinder head. So I'm all good with that. Especially, that's a sweet deal. And he gave me such a sweet deal on the block. And he went ahead and did this oil pan for me. Look how nice and clean that is. We're going to be ready to start really getting this motor back together now. We're going to get the rear main oil seal and all that put back on. We'll get the head put back on, the timing cover. And timing chain, the oil pan. This thing's going to be ready to go. If I really wanted to just stay up all night and work on it, it'd be done. But I'm going to drag it out over a little time. Take my time. I'm not in a hurry. It's negative temperatures out there. I'm going to get rid of these two fridges next weekend. That's going to give me some more room. I got these two cabinets here free from work. I'm going to hang them up somewhere in here. That gets that out of the floor area. And then we'll have some more room to where maybe we can work it out to get the car pulled in here and drop the motor in here. Alright folks, So I'm really happy with how that cylinder head looks and how it came out. The work that was done on it looks excellent to me. I'm excited. I'm ready to get this thing, you know, start getting her bolted back together, right? Start getting everything put together and basically ready to get dropped in the car. As far as dropping it in the car, you know, my original plan was I was going to take longer on this, but it's just clicking along faster than I thought it would. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is dropping it in the winter if I can. What I'm hoping for is we'll get a couple of nice days on a weekend, or a couple of nice days when I maybe can take a couple days off work, take some vacation time, and get this thing pulled like halfway in the garage. It doesn't have to be like 70 out, but if it's like in the mid 40s and or up, I could live with that. I could pull the car halfway in, and that will give me room to move my hoist and everything to get that engine set in place. You know, get it on the side engine mount, get it bolted to the transmission. Everything else I could do with it pulled forward then and sitting in the garage on jack stands. So if that's the case, you know, we might have this thing done sooner. And once that's done, I still have the exhaust to fix. I need to put the other catalytic converter on because my converter is bad. And I also need to fix the air conditioning. That was the second thing I was going to do after I fixed the misfire. So there is a leak somewhere in the air conditioning. So I'm going to have to vac that down and see if I can find the leak. If I can't find it, then I'm going to put a can of Freon in it with some dye. See if we can figure out where it's leaking at. That would be nice. I could use a car with anti-lock brakes in the wintertime. Let me tell you, the Hyundai has no anti-lock brakes. And it just doesn't get great traction in the front on snow and ice. It never has for a front-wheel drive car. So, you know, I can get by with it. I just have to drive it careful and know what its limitations are. But that Grand Am handles a whole lot better. So anyway, that's what's going on. My scan tool is in. I got the call. I ran over to Sears. They started closing an hour earlier, I guess because Christmas is over. I don't know. Didn't get there quite in time. So I'll probably be picking it up tomorrow, and I'll get a review up on that. Now, you'll probably see that review by the time this video comes out, actually. I'm not necessarily releasing all these videos in order. I'm spacing out some of the rebuild videos. Just because I don't want to put them all out at once, because I know not everybody cares. I'm trying to mix some other stuff in, and having some problems with YouTube flagging some of my videos as not advertisable, even though they are. And I find that if I leave them up as private for a few days, they usually flag them, and then they'll reverse it, and it'll switch back. But if I put my video up right away, and they flag it, I lose 2 or 3 days of advertising revenue. Not that that's that much, right? That might be 10 or 15 cents or something, because I don't get that many views on these engine videos. But, you know, if I work hard and I do all this editing and make the video, I want my dime. I want my nickel, you know? So, but, you know, I really do appreciate what YouTube is trying to do to clean some of this really bad content off, especially since I have a young child right now that watches YouTube, and I appreciate that they're out there trying to get some of that inappropriate material flagged, taken off, and they're also marking it as not suitable for advertising, which is not as huge of a deal. But, you know, they're trying to get YouTube cleaned up. I appreciate what they're trying to do. I wish they had a better process for manual reviews and for telling us exactly why they flagged it, so we can try to figure out, like, what did we say that they misinterpreted, or what did they see. I wish there was some real feedback, but I know that this is a big undertaking for YouTube, and I'm sure that they'll get it worked out. I'm not complaining. I'm really happy with how my channel is doing, and I just do it for fun mostly. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your frugal prepper. Be happy, be frugal, try to stay warm if you're anywhere near Ohio. Man, it's cold out there. I got kerosene, propane, and 2 electric heaters going at 1500 watts in here right now. It's still a little chilly. So, talk to you later.